with the big banks in particular, I like how you say, look, mortgage is going to be very strong. Net interest is going to be weak. Who does that favor in particular here?
Well, I think, the biggest mortgage lenders like Wells Fargo are going to have really strong mortgage numbers. JP Morgan and Bank of America will have good, strong mortgage numbers. I think the real challenge is trying to keep up with lowering deposit costs because LIBOR jumps ahead and, the revenue that comes in from LIBOR is diminished, and you can't lower deposit costs fast enough to match up with it. So that's deposit beta.
But do you think that's are people's expectations kind of set for that, and how long is this pressure going to last?
I think people's expectations are set for a mediocre / weaker quarter. Banks are underowned, they're hated, shorted. But at the end of the day, I think that people went into January the same way, and they didn't have great quarters, but the stocks went up.
They've sort of held in there with the overall market, underperformed a little bit. You've had some particular plays, I know, in the regional banks that you really like. One theme of yours is consolidation. Mm-hmm. I mean, how much are we talking? Is it, and who all can now combine?
Well, I think if you're under $250 billion, you got the green light, and you've got the green light until there's a change of administration, if there ever is. So I think that's the investment banker's favorite pitch is there could be a change of administration. Merge while you can.
Now, right.
But things are harder out there, right? The loan growth, it's there. The yield curve, it's challenging. So you can cut costs. And if you can cut costs, you can create a lot of earnings power. So I think you can almost look at it like bracketology, looking at different regions of the country going, if you got good growth in Georgia and good growth in Tennessee, do you get together with Florida, do you get together with Texas? Do you create a new regional or super regional type of entity and entities? Right,
and so then drawing back out to certainly what's been happening on Wall Street lately with the IPO activity being weak this quarter.
Yeah.
With WeWork, so you have Goldman with 4% exposure to Uber and WeWork. You have JP Morgan with WeWork exposure, obviously. How do you expect that to shake out?
Yeah, the question is, will they take a charge this quarter or will they take it next quarter?
Because Jefferies already did take a charge.
Yeah, and Jefferies is funny the way they report as well in terms of being off quarter a little bit. But yeah, there's certainly a chance for a charge here, and I think they've got to justify it and they've got to show what they have or not. But there's no doubt the public markets have marked WeWork's bonds but down. So.
Yeah, and there's also, by the way, this is a little bit outside the banks, but E-Trade. What's happened lately with these commission-free moves, is that going to mean bracketology big time there as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, people have thought E-Trade would sell years ago, and they came up with a strategic plan, said we're going to make, a huge return in a few years. But now you can't really see the weight of that huge return because the pressures are real. The pressures are there on interest rates, because that was the reason to own the e-brokers. Interest rates are rising, good yield curve. Well, that's gone. Now with the fee cutting and all of that, maybe payment for order flow, begin the spotlight again. I think it makes a lot of sense because I think if you did like an Ameritrade E-Trade merger, you could cut like 60% of the costs out.
Wow! So give me just tick it off real quickly. Who are the names that you think people should have exposure to here?
So the names I like within regional bank land are names like an Ameris, ABCB is the symbol, First Bank in Tennessee, FBK, Veritex in Texas, VBTX.
So forget the big players.
Well, don't forget them. Don't forget the big guys yield 3%. If you want to write a covered call on a big guy, you can create some return. So I do own Bank of America. Yeah.